Hello, and welcome to Burnt Cookbook Party, an original Pathfinder campaign set in a unique fantasy world where four heroes of, I think we've proven, varying skills, attractiveness, and stupidity race against time to prevent a war. I am Jenna Stoeber, and I play Astra Blep, a fey-addled half-elf oracle who is exactly who she says she is, and I'm joined by...
I'm Andrew Hansen, playing Johnny Brightchild. I'm a hot and sunny Ifrit resort spa paladin. Here to help and flex.
I'm Caitlin Stayduhar, playing Patty Hertz, a ratfolk ranger dandy with a nose for gossip and for cheese.
And I'm Paul Luetkemeyer. I play Zelf, an elven battle chef carving a name for himself in the high-stakes world of magical cooking.
And we're of course led today and for the rest of all time unto our very deaths by our illustrious DM and world builder, Justin Green. Justin, how do you feel about today's episode?
I'm feeling also fey-addled today.
Huh? Oh, how fun.
Unrelated to the podcast.
My prediction was going to be that he feels fine.
I have so many questions. So the four students that Bavel brought in his journal were not the four of us, but all the other people are the same? So Glorhan's there?
Yes. So almost everybody else is the same. One difference is that Pearl, who you guys know to be kind of the annoying human girl who's kind of obsessed with Patty, she is one of Bavel's original picks. So she's on Bavel's squad and not Bentaro Valentine's. And in Valentine's squad is Alec Vilnit, who is a nephew of Duke Marth, who you rescued from Arrow Peak Dungeon. The other three you guys have never heard of.
Okay, weird.
His squad, in the first time that he's gone through this, the first loop, if you will, they work together to kind of come up with a ritual that will protect the journal. So they cast this spell on the journal, and it keeps the journal going throughout the time loops.
That was my question.
Yeah. Is there any indication if the time loops were happening before that?
Bavel theorizes yes, because the asteroid belt just showed up. Like, who knows how many times it's happened and he didn't have the journal. But he thinks because how suddenly the asteroid belt was there, it wasn't there the day before, to his memory. A lot of stuff has happened that he doesn't even have a record of because, you know, the first time they enchanted the journal was the first time they can really remember what's going on.
But not necessarily the first loop. It's just the first one that they...
If an asteroid belt appeared between the loops, probably quite a lot of time has passed that we have no record of. Really very upsetting, Justin.
Classic. Oh, it's great. It's great.
So the scene is like a montage, but like a grim horror montage, not a fun kung fu movie montage where there's kicks and stuff. But it's like you see the tea on Astra's tray grow cold and her frozen to the spot, flipping through really intently this journal and just sort of increasing panic. And not sure what to do about this. Desperately wish she hadn't opened the journal.
You cannot unsee.
So much wish that she didn't know this. Uncertain if she should tell her teammates. At what point is the dinner party?
I think just for the laughs, it's very safe.
Yeah.
I feel like you probably read through the two loops fully, and then start just flipping through to see like just a general idea of what's going on. I say you spend most of 3-day, morning, afternoon, locked in your room doing this until like, Zelf and Manny start getting ready for the party.
Yeah. Zelf, you maybe do or do not notice Astra not sleeping, burning the midnight oil, looking increasingly deranged, occasionally passing out on top of the journal, but looking very stressed. Astra is making the choice to not tell the rest of the team before the dinner because she doesn't want it to be awkward. Like, on account of Glorhan dying every time. But Astra's not doing great, so dinner, huh? Okay.
I think the best way to handle the journal going forward, and this is a bit more meta, is that if there's something that you want to know specifically, like I want to know what happens to this person in the journal, then we'll just make a time commitment that your character is doing to research it. Zelf, on 2-day, you and Manny have a large meal to prepare.
Oh, yeah.
How do you want to spend your time for that?
What are you cooking, Paul?
This is a perfect gear switch in like an anime where there's just like this really intense plot point has been revealed, and then it flash cuts over to Zelf, who's like,
So in the morning, he slaps Manny on the shoulder and says, "Have a hearty breakfast, Manny. We're going to go on safari."
Yeah, safari, traditionally known as cooking outings.
Then he takes them to the countryside to see what kind of really interesting and unusual and potentially dangerous things he can find out there.
Would you say in the past, prior to Shadowwind, have you done a lot of hunting with Manny? Is this something that you've included him in?
Not with Manny. In fact, it's probably been a while. I think as part of his nearly fatal apprenticeship, he was thrown out into the woods a few times to go, find food. But ever since he started really cooking on his own, he hasn't had a lot of chances. So Manny's probably terrified.
Manny is scared, but he's willing to do whatever it takes to impress you.
Perfect.
I think also he kind of sees an opportunity to actually do some Mjolnir chef cooking for real. And so he's down for any opportunity he gets. So the two of you travel around central Berwyn. The area that Fort Advent is in is sort of like large sweeping plains. You're kind of near the Davin River. So there is a lot of wildlife that comes and goes here.
What season is it? I looked on the calendar and thought it might be fall.
It is fall.
Beautiful.
After a couple hours of walking and hunting, you come across this large bug-like monster. It has 6 legs, and it is drooling green acidic spit from its mouth. And there's has little mandibles clacking together.
Perfect. Self wants to size it up and see if it looks like something he and Manny can take on. So he wants to use his Mjolnir chef ability to, God, I forget what it's called, discerning palate, and analyze a creature to determine what spells or spell-like abilities it knows. Does this look like a good target?
Yes, make a knowledge arcana check to identify this creature.
Oh, wow. That's a 19 with my bonus. That's a 30.
Well,
this guy.
Zelf, you recognize this creature as an Ankeg. It has acidic spit that it shoots out of its mouth in a nice little arc. It's very dangerous, but it's also an ability that as a Mjolnir chef that you can master. If you get some Ankeg meat, not only can you make a delicious meal, you can learn this ability.
Zelf can learn to spit acid? And but not metaphorically?
He can make all of you learn to spit acid at this dinner party.
Some people only taste food. Others become the food itself.
I already have a spell that lets me spit fire, so this is a nice addition.
You're about to become a dragonborn.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah, so Zelf definitely wants to take this thing on. He's going to give Manny, I don't know, a spear or a crossbow or something, and a helmet, and say, "Don't worry too much. I just need you to help distract it. I'll do the heavy lifting."
I always imagine that Manny is just being used as bait in most scenarios.
Yeah.
A vital role.
It's a hard-fought battle.
Sure.
That you two are definitely, you are equipped to win. Zelf. I think Manny mostly does act as a distraction unintentionally. He draws a lot of the attention of the Ankeg just by wildly shooting his crossbow. How would you like to finish off this beast? And what are you thinking about doing with this Ankeg meat?
Man, well, seeing that it's a big insect, probably Zelf goes into combat with, a crab cracker. Manny's feverishly trying to draw his crossbow cord back for another shot when he trips, and when the Ankeg is rearing above him, Zelf is going to reach over and smash it with his crab smasher.
So good.
What are you going to make with the meat, though? Are you going to treat it like it's seafood?
I can't decide if I want to make it the appetizer or the entree. Either it's just going to be steamed, with some high-class sauce or butter, or it's going to be a bisque.
Oh, a bisque.
Yeah, I was thinking like doing it like you would lobster. Call it an
Yeah.
earth lobster.
Oh, God, I love a bisque.
Well, yeah, fancy it up.
Whoa.
God.
I was thinking crab, which is basically the same, but yeah, so maybe a salad and then the ankeg, with some kind of wine butter.
The best kind of butter.
Can I offer a branding opportunity? Because it could just be a rock lobster.
Oh my god,
Yes.
it's
Consider.
lobster.
Is that already a D&D enemy? That wouldn't surprise me.
On 2-day, Patty, you had mentioned that you wanted to go into the vents to spy on Glorahan's squad.
Absolutely.
Was there anything more about that you wanted to say? I will give you some information that you learned, but I didn't know if you want to describe Patty's methods.
I don't think I need to get too detailed about it. I mean, we all know that Patty's small, weighing only 80 pounds, which is actually kind of big to be crawling an event, but she's nimble.
It's big for a rat.
That's a big rat. Oh my good God. But no, she's, being small, sneaky, and nosy. It's her natural instinct to get in there and scuttle around. And that's what she did.
Does Patty have a different beret for sneaking,
It's
or is
black.
it still the
No,
pink?
it's black.
Yes. Perfect.
It's her stealth beret.
Yeah, and Patty shows up in sneaking attire.
I'm going to make you make a stealth check. It's only fair.
Let's see here. A 23.
Good.
Sneaky AF.
So most of the stuff that you hear is pretty inane, Patty. You hear a lot of bickering between Abraham and Neven in their shared dorm space. Mostly just fighting over agreeing with each other too much. They do have all of the same interests and likes, and so it's always kind of just one-upping each other and, just getting in each other's way too much. The other thing that you notice is that you don't hear a lot from Kata. So Kata is a young elf. You guys haven't spent a lot of time with her. She has dyed black hair that's in a cute little bob. She always has a flower in her hair. She's a pastel goth, so she wears a lot of pink in with the black. She is very, very quiet, and you see that she doesn't really speak even to her own squad. She spends a lot of time to herself and also just meditating. You know that she studies divination. She's how they supposedly knew the entire map of the dungeon before they went in, before you found out that they had also extra help. On 2-day evening, things start to get more interesting because Glorahan comes back after she's been given the invitation by Johnny, and she is beside herself. She is very, very concerned that your guys' squad is going to do something that's going to get her brother in trouble.
Oh.
She is less concerned about, you're going to tell them that they cheated at Arrow Peak competition. She's not going to be first place anymore. She doesn't give a shit about that. She doesn't really care about her standing at Shadowin necessarily either. It's fully, just about her brother's well-being. You hear she's telling Kata, I was really hoping that he would turn things around. I just want the best for him. He was really trying to help us down there, and now he's going to get into even more trouble. I don't know what I'm going to do. She asks Kata to kind of divine the intentions of your squad and whether or not she should be concerned about what's going to happen next. And so Kata goes about trying to do that. And you see Glorahan just in kind of a spiral of panic. And you see that she is going in and out of her room, just getting scrolls and things like that, and writing a lot of magic just to have as backup, just in case. She seems to be preparing for the worst.
I really thought you were going to say that she was worried that we were going to poison her on account of that time. Self-poison a bunch of people, but I'm glad that reputation hasn't gotten around yet.
Right, I don't think anyone knows about that yet.
Great, then it never happened.
I don't know why, but I still really want to be mean to her.
She's the kind of person you want to be mean to, isn't she?
I just want to ruin her life.
Yeah.
Patty's not a mean rat. She's a little kooky, but she's not mean. Caitlin, however, is mean.
Johnny, as you return from delivering your invitations, you find that Castian is waiting for you outside of the barracks. And as soon as he sees you, he gets serious, very conspiratorial. He kind of motions you over to a secluded area outside. Once he is sure that you're alone, he removes from his pocket a small map and unfolds it. And he tells you, Johnny, I desperately need to discuss this with you. I fear that there has been widespread cheating at the Arrow Peak competition.
What?
No.
I found this placed in my armor. And he shows it to you, and it's a map of the Arrow Peak dungeon. He says, someone snuck this into the back of my armor, right under the cape. I recognized it immediately. It was similar to the one that Screw had, that I caught him with. I spoke to him immediately, and he said yes, that somebody had planted that on him as well.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, that was also one that Astra had planted.
I didn't plant it on him, though. I didn't reverse pickpocket
just
him
on the seat,
onto
yeah.
his body. He chose to pick it up. That's free will, and I can't be blamed for that.
She made it available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free market, baby.
Castian, wow. 2 separate occurrences? Like, that does seem like a big deal. So, are you going to report it? Like, I feel like we have to, right? There's going to have to be, like, an investigation and stuff, right?
Absolutely. We have to find the person responsible. Have you heard anything, Johnny? I count on you so much as a paladin of Gavilan, like myself, to identify people of a lower caliber of morals than us.
Johnny is suddenly uncomfortable. He's like, listen, Castian, did you use this map? Like, I feel like I have to do my own diligence now, Castian. Like, you turned this in when you found it, right?
Of course, I didn't even know it was on my person until afterwards.
So you found it on your person after the dungeon? So you entered the dungeon? We're gonna have to, like, go report this. Like, I'll vouch for you, though, like, that you probably just missed it. Like, I understand. You know, had you been cheating, maybe your time would have been better. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that's probably...
You can use your poor performance to your advantage.
But, like, don't worry, man. I'll come with you. We should go talk to Warsaw. Like, I think he's a pretty steady dude, and he'll know what to do.
Castian agrees. I'm very willing to martyr myself for this cause if need be. I will absolutely eliminate myself gladly and publicly if necessary.
What a fucking nerd.
Man, that's really righteous. Like, I really respect, like, how seriously you're taking this. Like, I think that's gonna look pretty good on you in this situation.
He nods knowingly. It's my duty.
Yeah, right? Coming up in the Church of Gavilan, like, we all know how, like, important it is to, like, be forthright and honest about things, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And also that, like, you know, things are, like, pretty forgiving, you know, like, honest mistakes and stuff like that, right? So, like, you know, it's okay. Just kind of wondering how you didn't, like, you know, like, did you check your gear before you went in? And so, like, pretty much the whole journey to Warsaw is just going to be peppered with things like that, where Johnny is kind of, like, suspiciously and intensely inquiring about, like, very intense minutia of Castian's routine and stuff like that. It's going to be annoying.
Perfect. We're about an hour before the time on the invitation for everybody to show up. Zelf, why don't you make 2 checks to represent, you know, the first half hour or so that you're working on this?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this banquet.
Yeah.
So, what kind of skill checks will I need to make for this?
You have to make at least 1 profession chef check. One of them has to succeed.
Okay.
But you can also alternate in spellcraft or knowledge arcana as you see fit.
How many chances do I get, and what is the difficulty going to be?
You get 8 chances. You have to get at least half.
Whoa.
For the whole thing.
Pretty sure profession chef is my highest. Oh my gosh. My spellcraft and knowledge arcana is significantly better. But not by much, just by a little bit.
Did you want to use a spell for yourself or for Manny prior to this?
Yeah, I've got a spell called Human Potential.
You're an elf.
I know, so I don't know how that works. I guess humans are a little bit more flexible in their approach. You know, they know time is shorter. Elves have ennui. And it gives you a +2 enhancement, but only for a minute per level. So if I'm like cooking for hours, then that's not going to cut it. I do have heightened awareness, which gives me a bonus to knowledge checks. So that'll help me when I'm making knowledge arcana. So I'll go ahead and do that. Height and awareness gives me a +2. And I think what I want to do is I'll make the first few just to make sure that I know it's going to succeed, and then I'll have Manny do some toward the end so he feels like he's participating.
Awesome.
But Zelf doesn't want success or failure to hinge on Manny's involvement.
It's too important.
Going to start with my profession chef. I'm going to add inspiration to that. That's a 21.
Cool. And then when we were talking earlier, so you definitely want to do the Ankeg. Were you going to throw in a low-level spell in one of the other meals, did you just say?
Yeah, I want the dessert to have a polypurpose panacea.
A cleansing. Are you making one dish that literally makes them sick and another dish that heals them? Like,
None of them make them sick. Come on.
Yeah, what are you saying? Come on.
it's very Tom Popo. If you like make a dish that like makes them taste death, and then you give the like dessert dish as the cure for it.
I need to learn a few more spells first, but I love that idea once I'm a stronger chef.
Paul, you're going to have to give us a really specific breakdown of the meal that you create. I just want you to know.
Wow. Wow. So much pressure all of a sudden.
Yeah, the pressure's on.
Yeah, so my first 2 checks, not too great. I mean, a 21 is pretty good. My knowledge arcana is, with that +2, a total of 20.
And then you've got your bonuses too, so I think you get 3 on top of that. As Zelf and Manny get to work, the other 3 of you, what are you doing? Are you guys setting tables? Are you doing anything in preparation of the party?
Astra's panicking.
Yeah. Astra is like sitting in an armchair with her hands just like digging into the arms of it, powerfully dissociating. She's dressed, but like her shirt's misbuttoned. She is not aware of what's happening. Occasionally, she just gives each of the people a panicked look, but she doesn't talk. She doesn't help. She wouldn't have helped anyway, but it's worth mentioning.
I feel like Patty is definitely helping with the decorating. It's right up her alley. There's streamers, there's chair covers,
Oh my god, it's perfect.
Oh, there's charger plates. She is in her element. She's been to many a fancy dinner in her time.
Perfect. About 10 minutes before the time on the invitation, Glorahan's squad does make their way in. Glorahan is still very skittish. Patty, you can clock that right away. She is tense.
Just real quick, can you remind us who Glorahan's squad members are?
Absolutely. So, other than Glorahan herself, we have Kada Scholl, who is an elf from Swanspell, which is kind of like a garden city. They're very much about nature, and you are familiar with that, Zelf, because a lot of great magical products come from there.
Oh, yeah.
Then Abraham and Neven are the boy who's been duplicated.
Yeah.
And both believe that they are the real one.
I forgot about
Okay, yeah.
him.
Yeah.
This is so
Wild.
tragic because both Jenna and Astra really wanted to dig into what that whole thing is, but is in no emotional place to do so right now.
Oh my god, no, I mean, like, all the more terrifying for Astra to consider right now how there's suddenly 2 of them.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Is there assigned seating, Patty, as the party planner?
Yes, obviously. If you let people just sit anywhere, they're just going to talk to people they already know.
They won't
I
mingle.
love it.
She has
love it.
all of the squads assigned. Glorahan squad, our squad, Glorahan squad, our squad, so that everyone can sit next to somebody new and get to know them.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Does Manny have a seat?
No. He's not a guest. He's an employee.
I don't think Zelf does either, because you've got to work on the courses as the previous courses are being consumed. So
That's true. Heavy as the crown, Zelf.
I know. Zelf does send Manny out with an aperitif, though.
Zelf, before we get too much further, I'm going to give you 2 more checks before people show up and start to watch you finish this meal.
Okay. Probably want to make a spellcraft check.
Oh no!
I rolled a
Something
1.
is burnt.
Cool.
And another knowledge arcana check. This one, with those bonuses, is 35.
Whew, beautiful. Very, very good.
Johnny is going to be hanging out with Glorahan.
Well, after confronting her about A, her brother, and B, her cheating the last time they talked, probably they're really hitting it off.
Yeah, she's probably not real stoked about it.
I can just struggle to make conversation a bunch of times.
So, did you know I'm a masseuse?
Sometimes, like, whenever I swing my sword with two hands, like, I know that there's, like, a backswing which can, like, really mess up your elbow. That's why I like to do these kinds of stretches. And I think, like, core exercises are really important. And he's just going to be, like, stretching, like, kind of close to her, like, trying to get her attention. Probably because he feels a little awkward after his outburst.
Oh, okay.
He's just gonna default to, like, gym tips.
He's not hitting on her.
He's just being super awkward and he's just gonna flounder more and more. Like, the longer it goes on, the worse it'll get.
As soon as Glorhan's team arrives, Astra will snap out of it briefly. When she sees Glorhan, her eyes well up like she's gonna cry, and she gives Glorhan a huge hug. And she says, Glorhan, every day is precious. You gotta take care of yourself, okay? Listen, Glorhan. Glorhan, look at me. Glorhan, you've gotta take care of yourself. You've gotta put yourself first, okay? It's a tough world out there. Glorhan, promise me.
This makes her more nervous. She's already on edge. This really freaks her out. From nearby, like, Abraham kind of just is, like, jokingly like, yeah, because we don't know who's gonna make it, right? Like, and then he, like, holds up the invitation. He's like, this is funny, guys. Very funny and dark. The kind of thing I like.
It's at this point Johnny will chime in and said, well, I mean, like, it's very good to laugh about it because, like, honestly, yeah, we could seriously all die.
Thank God somebody's going to enjoy this party no matter what.
Yeah, so, like, absolutely, Astra, high five, you're right. Seize the day, come on. Like, he's going to pour some drinks for everybody. And, like,
Astra will start hitting the sauce hard.
all right, Astra, why don't you have a toast for us? You want to lead us off?
I think she just did.
Yeah. Astra, her face crumbles, and she, like, puts a hand on the table to steady herself, and she holds a drink. And she holds it up, and she says, nothing in this life is guaranteed. Except for the stuff that's out of our control. You gotta be grateful for every day that you've got, because you never know when you're gonna get it again, I guess. I understand why Bavel drinks. And then she'll just drink her drink.
Glorhan says, you know, I do think that we actually have a lot of choices that we can make. I mean, we can affect people's lives in a lot of ways just by one choice that we make.
You don't believe in fate, Glorhan?
She's like, no, I think there's a lot of decisions that we have to make in life. Some of them are difficult, and sometimes you think that you understand another person, what they're going through, and maybe you have no idea at all.
I wonder what that's about. Johnny, like, leans over to Ibram's like, do you know what she's talking about? Like...
Glorhan turns to you, Astra, and she says, you know, Astra, it's crazy that we're both from Fainland, but we've never met before. I mean, it's not small, but two people from there being chosen for Shadow, and that's kind of a big deal, right? I mean, what did you do to get the offer to come here?
I did something, that's for sure. Something cool and noteworthy that got and put me on the radar of Bavel. Totally together. Oh my god! It's gotta be bottom of the barrel for Bavel. How many options do you think Bavel had when he came to the four of us? And we had to have been his 200th choices, right? Oh god, we're doomed. But yeah, it's so wild we never met because we're both magic users and we're both from the same town, and I definitely did something super cool to be here, and I deserve to be here, and we all deserve to be here, and nothing bad's ever gonna happen to us, Glorhan. We're gonna live forever, you and me.
She says, did you attend the Magic Academy?
She's doing her best. Did
you? Astra looks panicked, but she looks more present than she has the whole night. And you see her slip into a mode that you've seen her slip into before. And she says, "Oh, yeah, I went to the academy. I'm a magic user, right? We all grew up going to the academy for sure. You and me. It's so wild we never met. I guess, I'm a little bit older than you, so I was probably gone by the time you got there. Surprised you didn't hear stories about me."
I was actually just talking to Johnny about this, but I did go to school with a blep. His name was Small.
Fuck.
Are you related? Is he a sibling?
Small flip.
Just sorry. Sometimes you make choices about world building and characters.
Suddenly I feel better about my names.
And sometimes the check comes due for those names. Astra goes, "Yeah, Small, that's my cousin. Yeah, Small blep, he's got a lot of magic. He's a natural magician." So you knew Small, huh?
Yeah, he used to have a lot of magic. I mean, you know what happened to him, of course.
Anyways, time for salad is what they say.
Jenna, I'm going to make you roll for the little stranger.
Yes.
Oh, hell yes.
Roll a d4.
When she gets sauce, the stranger shows up.
Speaking of checks coming due, yeah.
So, we do not want a 1.
A 1d4. This is an absolute nightmare.
Oh, most dinner parties are.
This is Paul, so grim.
Patty, what are you doing as the host here? Are you going to rein this in, or are
I'm
you just
just
like, this is normal?
upset that no one is complimenting my decorations.
Just starts crying in the midst of all.
No.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
The little stranger walks across the table, batting like the name tags as it wanders around. It's making sure that it is in your eye line and you see it just kind of moving around close to you. Patty, what kind of things have you decorated this table with?
Remember, it's fall.
It is autumnal. So there are gourds, large and small. There is a fall grasses arrangement in the center of the table. Since there's not a lot of us, I'm thinking that it's one big table,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a pampas grass kind of situation. Very nice, very rustly and appealing to cat-like creatures, I must say. There's definitely like some chargers, some like decorative plates at each place setting, name cards, of course. And, just a few crunchy leaves scattered about. It looks very nice, if I do say so myself.
The little stranger walks around this decorative grass that you have set up. It's in like a little planter, I assume.
Yeah, it's in a vase.
The little stranger walks around it, just keeps leaning, until suddenly it just kind of bops it right off of the table.
No!
You bitch!
It shatters. All of the grass just kind of goes everywhere, but one portion of it very clearly lands in an unmistakable A.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
It's a code.
Zelf.
Yeah.
Neven has kind of taken an interest in what you're doing. He's like, wow, we just don't have elven food magic in Erosia. I hope you don't mind me just watching you cook like this, man. It's just so cool.
Just stay out of the way for your safety and mine.
Do you know any tricks? I've seen chefs do they'll throw their knives.
How well is the preparation going by this point? Does it seem like things are swimming, or is Zell starting to get nervous?
Yeah, no, it's going smoothly up until this point. I mean, you had the one natural one that you rolled, but I think that you recovered from that nicely.
Okay, yeah, all right. I'm sure that half of elven magic cooking is the performance. Is there some kind of check that I can make to do a hibachi-style knife trick?
Do you have the hibachi skill? Did you take points in hibachi?
I don't.
I have profession chef, but I...
You fool!
Make your normal chef check, but then I'm going to make you do a will save against your stage fright if you agree to participate in this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Self is so...
My profession check was a 24. That's before any bonuses, so... but I didn't know if this was part of the banquet or like a special thing, so just by
No,
itself
I'll
it's
give it
24.
to you. I'll make it as part of the banquet for sure.
Okay, then that's 27, and my will save was a 23. Whew.
Awesome. Yeah, not only do you do a badass trick, but, I mean, it kind of builds your confidence for a second. Things are going well.
Yeah, Zelf hesitates for a second because the last time he had to put on a show, he crashed and burned catastrophically and then like spent a year, under the radar. But he's like, all right, I'll show you my special corn cutting. And he'll throw a cob of corn up in the air and cut all the kernels off before the cob lands.
Cool.
And my will save was 23. So, for a second, he's about to like panic and jump out the window or like throw a knife, but he reels it in.
Neven's super impressed. Abraham, come check this out. Watch what he's doing. A crowd starts to kind of gather around. Patty and Johnny, make perception checks for me.
So it looks like mine was a 13.
I rolled a 9 for a total of 8.
Love it. Love
All
it.
you guys see is just kind of a party foul as the planter hits the ground. Patty, this is your hard work.
Livid.
Oh no, Patty, look out!
Livid.
Glorahan sees it happen, and she doesn't really skip a beat as she looks over at you, Astra, and she says, it's terrible the kinds of things that can happen when someone wanders too close to the Whispering Woods. We've been told about it all our lives, but, to see what happened to Small, it's so sad.
Yeah, it's a real tragedy. I hear also terrible things happen to people who spread gossip. Oh my God, Glorahan, I'm part of the problem. Glorahan. Glorahan, you've got to look out for yourself. You can't keep spreading talk like that. You're going to make enemies, and enemies make for short lives. That's not me. I'm not saying that. That's just a quote. I'm not threatening you. Glorahan, you're going to be okay.
And you'll be okay too, Astra. I know that if we're looking out for each other, that everything will be fine.
Oh, jeez.
I was top of my class at Phenolin Academy studying shadow magic, so I know that I can keep you safe, if you keep me safe.
Yeah, if I could keep you safe. Yeah, Glorahan, if I could keep you safe. Would that do something, do you think? You don't know. You don't know. What about you? What, Kata? Was it your name, Kata? Do you believe in fate?
Kata has just been kind of distant this whole night, and she makes eye contact with you for the first time, and you can just see a deep sadness as she nods her head and says, yeah, I do.
I totally believe in fate. Actually, that's kind of the real focus of my paladin teachings. It's kind of it's an interesting coincidence that you should be asking about fate tonight, Astra. Wow. Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty lucky, and and I can help other people be lucky. Check this out. And then Johnny is going to use...
Johnny does a backflip to make things less awkward.
He gives Patty a touch of luck, so on her next D20 roll, she can roll 2 D20s and take the highest.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
And then just okay, check this out. And he just I don't know, he's just gonna put Patty on the spot.
Patty's trying to recover from the damage to her decorations and is just very caught off guard.
All right, I want to plate my first course.
Great.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So Zelf is going to ring his course gong and clear his throat.
Yeah. That's a real thing. That's real.
Okay. You said that so casually. I'm sorry, I have a follow-up question about the gong. Are the gongs for the different courses different sizes? Is the first gong really small and then it builds up?
When he gets higher level, yes. Right now, no.
Okay. He just has
Just
the
one
gong.
gong for now.
Just one. The bigger ones are hard to travel with.
As you strike the gong, Zelf, the little stranger kind of moves behind it, and as the gong strikes, it reverberates for longer than seems natural, and as it shakes, the streamer that's right above it that Patty has hung falls delicately to the floor, and it forms a perfect, like, cursive BRA.
It's spelling Abra, like
Abra.
Cadabra. Oh, magic.
Or Abraham.
Or
Or
Abraham.
Abraham. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Or just Abra. We'll see. Anyway, Zelf totally ignores the streamer. Like, his eyes glance at it for a second, but he's not.
We are a team of unperceptive idiots.
Right. Yeah. And he's also ignoring the general tension and weirdness at the table.
Yeah, he's got to.
Cuts right through it. But when the gong seems like it's going too long, he stops it with his fingers. He says, first course, an autumnal roasted corn soup with basil and thyme. Ooh. And he has Manny dish it.
Paul, that actually sounds amazing.
Paired with a Pinot Grigio.
Can I ask if Manny is wearing a special outfit?
God, I guess he's wearing his trainee chef clothes.
Oh, cute.
And then Zelf will, chef bow, says enjoy, and curtly retires to the kitchen to start working on the second course.
Great.
Awesome. Why don't you make your 6th check now, Paul? We've got this one and 2 more.
The rest are going to be knowledge arcana. That's going to be, I guess, a 24 with my bonuses and with my inspiration check that I rolled.
Awesome. Things are going well. Patty and Johnny, why don't you make another perception check?
All right.
See if I can pay attention to anything other than what's happening to my decor.
Patty, remember, you get 2 d20 rolls and get to pick the highest on this one. I rolled a 1 for a total of a 0.
Holy shit.
You are actively unperceptive. So I, on the other hand, rolled a 27.
Oh,
what?
awesome.
What?
Patty, you hear shuffling outside, like in the hall, which isn't necessarily strange, except that on your floor, it's just your squad and Glorhan's squad.
There's certain etiquette that needs to be followed at dinner parties. And crashing a party that you're not invited to is very, very poor manners. So I think Patty wants to go out and try to investigate what's going on in the corridor.
Excellent.
See who's trying to party crash.
The second that your cute little white paw hits the doorknob, you are instantly back in your seat at the table, like teleported.
What?
As if you had never gotten up to go check.
Ooh.
But does she remember going to check?
Yes.
Okay.
So Patty is shook, to say the least.
Did we all see that happen?
Yes, this was something people would see. There's probably some sort of zzz noise or something.
Wild.
Whoa. That was crazy, Patty. I didn't know you could teleport. Was it teleportation? Or was it some other sort of trick? Will it happen if I go touch the door? And Johnny will run up and go touch the door.
You instantly teleport back to your seat. It's great.
Oh,
It's a little tingly.
And Johnny is now, like a child, going to experiment with how exactly it works, like how quickly it works. So he's going to do running dives at the door and seeing if he ends up sitting in the chair and et cetera, et cetera. He might see if he can talk the twins into throwing him at the door. He's going to have a blast.
Johnny, excitedly, you find that as you do ones where you're running at the door to grab the doorknob, you do keep that momentum as you roll down your seat. So you knock the table over and spill Patty's leaves everywhere.
All this beautiful corn soup.
As the leaves land from the table getting knocked over, they land in a perfect X pattern
No.
on the floor. It's very unnatural.
This party has to end.
We didn't even get to eat the soup.
Once the X lands, Astra is at full tilt. I don't know what to do. We can't. You have to go. The party's over. I'm so sorry, Zelf. You have to leave. But also, can you? Oh my God.
Well, Self is gonna ring the gong. Clears his throat. Second course.
Unfazed.
Johnny will seat himself at the gong. He's just I gotta sit down.
Yeah, the party goes dead quiet. Everybody turns to hear what the next course is.
locally procured rock lobster with a beurre blanc and root vegetables. Enjoy.
So good. Abraham and Even are like super confused, but they're also very excited to eat this food. So they are down. Kata hasn't touched any of the food yet. Zelf, you notice. You can take that how you will.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Okay, so Johnny's like, all right, I promise I won't mess around with the door until we're all done with the next course, right? I'm sorry about the soup. Also, great party thing, Patty. Like, wow. A teleportation trap on the door is very high class.
Patty just has her head in her hands at this point. She's so sad. She worked so hard on this party decoration. She's just over it at this point. She doesn't even care that there's magic happening.
I'm just trying to see if I have any spells that's going to stop whatever's happening. It's so bad.
Like a fireball.
Just blow the room up.
There. We're getting there.
We're going scorched earth soon.
Really, for real though. I do have gloves of reconnaissance, which allow me to see and hear through solid material no more than 5 feet thick by placing both hands on that material. I can use this once per day up to 1 minute. If I touch the actual door, not the doorknob, do I get teleported?
You do.
Fuck.
Johnny has determined that from his experiments.
That tracks.
He's also determined that the walls do not seem to be part of it. It is the door itself.
I want to form a little square with my hands and press them against the wall and peep through it like I'm making a peephole with my gloves of reconnaissance.
Ooh.
Do I see anything in the hallway?
Make a perception check.
Great, I'm so good at those.
Aren't we all?
16, does that give me anything? +1. I'll just say this for no reason. +1 trait bonus on checks made to influence Fae, just in case that's relevant.
The hall seems empty. It doesn't seem like anything strange happened out there out of the ordinary necessarily.
Okay. I mean, the door's pretty magicked up, so I'm going to challenge your description of nothing out of the ordinary, nothing been tampered with. Astra is going to quietly eat some of this beautiful food and think about what she can do.
Zelf, you have 2 checks left. Were you going to throw Manny a bone?
Yeah, I'll make one more knowledge arcana, and then I'll have him make, I guess, as an expert, his profession chef check.
What's he going to make with the bone? Like a broth or something?
He's just gonna gnaw on it in the corner.
His raw check is a 17, and then if he gets any kind of bonus, I don't know.
Very, very cool. I'm going to count those. And while I do that, if anybody has anything else they want to say or do.
I don't know what to do.
I just want to know what the fuck is happening at this party.
Again, both Jenna and Astra have figured out what word is being spelled out. And both of us know that nobody else knows what word, and both of us want to to make sure it continues to not be known. But I don't have a lot. My tearaway clothes aren't going to help me here. My printing press isn't going to help me here.
I'm surprised there's ever a time when tearaway clothes don't help. I guess it's a first time for everything.
I mean, it would be distracting at the party.
Not that kind of party. Yeah, there's just nothing I can do right now except allow what is happening to continue happening, I think. So she's just going to keep eating while looking the most stressed and panicked a person can look.
Abraham is kind of like looking between you and everybody else at the table, and he's like, are we just going to stay here forever? We're supposed to go to New Haven in the morning. Like, how are we going to get out of this?
Johnny's like, well, like, I guess I could, like, try and chop down the door. You want me to do that?
Does our dorm have windows?
Yes, you do have windows, but you are on the top floor, so 4 stories up.
Okay, we've got some scampering slippers. Has anyone tried to go out the window? Zelf is not in the room. This is Paul Hesking.
Patty can't look at what's happening to her decor anymore, so she's gonna try to scamper on out the window.
Cool. Johnny, while Patty is running down the side of this building, were you going to attack the door?
Like, I go and get my sword, and I'm like, should I do this? Like, I I totally will, but like,
Do it!
It's like our door.
Johnny, you gotta do it.
All
We'll
right.
never get out of
I'm
here.
doing it, Astra.
You gotta do it.
I start sundering the door. All right, stand back. Like, watch over splinters.
Do it.
Make a combat maneuver to sunder this door.
Your sword is going to teleport to your chair.
I'm really hoping so, yeah.
And it's gonna like kill Glorahand or something like that.
Just cut her in half.
So 22.
Cool. You step back, raise your sword, and as soon as your giant greatsword makes contact with the door, you are teleported to your seat, and your swing completes through your table, splitting it in two.
Oh no!
Whoops. Okay. So I guess like I didn't realize it's any part touches the door, teleports me. I was thinking it was just a body thing. This is new information, guys. Like, that's really important.
I'm so glad Patty wasn't here to see that.
Right, Patty timed her exit well.
So, should I try the wall? Is that... He's looking questioningly, like, pointing at the sword. So, like, do you want me to keep going, Astra? Like, I'll do it.
I don't know.
Patty, as you're running vertically down the wall of the exterior of the barracks, you see exiting the barracks Bavel Flask Forge.
Oh.
He wants to save us.
I think I'm going to run over to him and, while I find him to be a completely useless person, I mean, somebody needs to intervene on this dinner party from hell. So I'm going to run over and I'm going to be like, oh my god, Bavel, you're not going to believe what's going on upstairs. I set up the cutest tablescape and then everything just went to shit and we can't get out of the room and it's just awful. You've got to help us.
He seems uncomfortable. He says, what am I supposed to do to help? I don't understand. Zelf's the one who can cook a meal.
You dimbo, not help with the meal. We are stuck in the room. My decorations are ruined, and no one seems to care. You've got to get him do something about it.
He begrudgingly follows you back through the barracks door. Once you get back to the top floor and you're standing outside the door, he asks, what would you like me to do?
Oh man, I think I'm curious to see what's going to happen if someone touches that door from the outside.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't think it should be me. I feel like Bobbles should touch the door.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like,
You should just go in and see for yourself.
He looks at you, Patty, and he says, what if we just didn't do this? What if you just let whatever happens tonight happen? Like, what if we don't open this door?
Whoa.
What?
That's not really what I was expecting, Bavel. I mean, are you suggesting that I just go back to my room and hang out while the rest of my team is trapped in an insane dinner party?
He nods and he says, yeah, maybe that's better than the alternative.
Bavel, you gotta understand. The group is more important than the individual. We're one in this. We're part of a team. I can't just look out for myself and leave my comrades behind.
Hell yeah, Patty.
He nods and he says, I hope that you really do believe that, Patty, and that's the attitude that you bring with you to New Haven. And he reaches out and he opens the door for you and just lets it float open. He says, I suggest no one touch that for the rest of the night.
Duly noted.
And then he kind of turns and he just walks off.
Zelf is going to hit the course gong.
Great.
Your dessert course. A tart berry gelato with a warm spiced brandy. And because the table is in half on the floor, he'll have Manny hand it to each person.
I so respect Zelf's dedication to getting through all these courses. He will not be swayed from his
Truly
course.
impeccable. My God.
Awesome. The meal is a success too, by the way. You made 5 of the 8, which is more than what you needed.
Oh, yeah.
So the meal is great. The effects of the magic also take part, you guys do get the ability to spit acid for about 3 minutes.
That's fun.
Do you share that power with us?
So the special ability Banquet allows you to prepare a magical meal and share its effects. So because he used this Ankeg, which has a poison spit or acid spit natural ability, he imparts that to the guests, as well as this polypurpose panacea. And the polypurpose panacea is something that lets you create several cantrip level effects. The one I want to do is this one that says hallucination. It says you have pleasant hallucinations for an hour, such as wandering lights, music, playful surreal animals, and so on. You can tell that these are not real, but they are distracting.
Paul, you got us high.
So to clarify, we're now in the room hallucinating and spitting acid at each other.
You don't have to spit acid, but you could if you needed to.
This is an amazing party.
Guys, check this out. Johnny's gonna go to the window that Patty opened and like, guys, spits. Ah!
Abraham is like, Johnny, do the door. Do the door.
Yes. Justin, that was what I was hoping for.
He absolutely spits acid at the door.
It forms a nice little hole right through the door, clean through. Since it's open, it goes into the wall.
Come on, Aster, you try.
One thing, though, Johnny, as you spit the acid into the door, the little stranger kind of jumps up perfectly to block the line, so it forms kind of an eye. So where the little stranger is, blocks it enough to make the dot of the eye, and then the rest of it kind of cuts through the door, making the base.
Okay, great party, everybody. So glad you guys could come. That's the dessert, though, to sip up your drink, and it's time to go. So good of you to come.
Whoa, it's so crazy how the acid, wow, I bet we could do art with this, Patty.
I bet we could do art with this.
Aster will spit to break the eye in half so that it doesn't look like anything.
Patty is at this point very on board with Johnny's suggestion that we use our acid spit to make art. So she's going to go ahead and participate in that for a while.
God.
3 minutes. We have 3 minutes to spit as much as we want.
So Zelf is going to break character as the cook of the evening, and he's going to join the party. He's going to say to Gloria's team, he'll say, "Thank you all for attending. I hope you enjoyed the food. Patty said she would put the party together, and I'm not sure how to feel about that now."
Damn!
Just looking around.
Damn.
Patty is wildly hallucinating at this point, so she doesn't care.
Yeah, how do you plan for a party like that?
You don't. How does it look like the other team is rolling with the scene?
I will say Abraham and Even are having the time of their lives. They really fucking love this party.
Thank God.
This is
This
dope.
is the best party they've ever been to.
Kata was miserable through the entire thing, but she showed up miserable. She's leaving miserable. She really only said the one really deeply depressing thing the entire night. Glorian, she seems to have kind of calmed down since the door opened, but she was just a bundle of nerves the entire time. She is trying to play it a lot cooler than she actually is, but she's not doing a great job. I won't even make you make a sense motive check. She's just not doing a good job.
Fair.
She's very much matching Astra's intense energy. But she's gracious to you, Zelf. She thanks you for the meal. She says, I couldn't have imagined anything better when I made that bet with Astra, and I hope that our teams continue to work together well.
Zelf scratches one of his ears and says, "A bet, you say? What was that bet that you made with Astra?"
I bet that you could make the best 3-course meal they've ever eaten, and we did it. Goodbye. Bye, Glorian. So good to see all of you. Good luck at home.
The other squad, they wave and start to leave. It's kind of awkward. Abraham says, I guess we'll see you guys in New Haven tomorrow. And it's kind of a weird moment of levity. And they make their way across the hall back to their dorm.
Okay.
That party was exactly the level of disaster I hoped and expected it would be.
Yeah, Zelf is going to have Manny start to clean up, and he's going to say to his team, "What did the three of you do while I was in the kitchen? I can't be blamed for this. I can't be blamed for what I'm seeing."
Manny, take care of the dishes. I need to have a talk with the grown-ups.
Johnny is gonna go to help with the dishes, like when he hears the talk of the grown-ups.
Johnny, Patty, Zelf, sit down. We need to have a talk. I know we're all hallucinating, but we need to have a chat. And Astra will go and get Bobble's journal from her bedroom and throw it down in the middle of the seating area and sit down. And then I think it's probably a fade to black. Hey, thank you for listening to Burnt Cookbook Party. And I mean it this time. This is a totally new podcast, and we're still trying to find people who are going to enjoy listening to this podcast as much as we enjoy making it. So if you enjoyed listening to it, do me a favor and maybe post about it on the internet. I don't know if you've heard of this cool new thing called the internet and social media, but you can sometimes post about things that you like, and maybe other people will see that you posted and say, maybe I would like that. And then they continue to do the same thing. And then people listen to our show, and that's nice. Burnt Cookbook Party is Andrew Hansen as Johnny Brightchild, Caitlin Stayduhar as Patty Hertz, Paul Luetkemeyer as Zelf, me, Jenna Stoeber as Astra Blepp, and Justin Green as DM and World Builder. Executive produced by Jenna Stoeber, and this episode edited by Justin Green. You can find us on Twitter at BCB Party. And I hope you're having a good evening.